Did you know that after the age of 60, we can lose up to 1% of our muscle mass every single year? This process is called sarcopenia, and it's one of the most underestimated drivers of aging. It's not just about losing strength or looking frail. Sarcopenia directly increases the risk of falls, fractures, slowed metabolism, insulin resistance, and even cognitive decline. In fact, research from the Journal of Cachexia, Sarcopenia, and Muscle shows that low muscle mass in older adults is strongly linked to higher mortality risk. But here's the part that should give you hope. Sarcopenia is not inevitable. Your muscles are far more adaptable than most people realize. Even after 60, they retain the ability to repair, grow, and regenerate, provided we give them the right inputs. And one of the most overlooked tools we have for this is not a supplement or a complicated training program. It's something as simple, accessible, and natural as fruit. Now, I know what you might be thinking, fruit is mostly sugar, right? How could it possibly rebuild muscle? But here's what the science shows. Certain fruits are uniquely rich in bioactive compounds like polyphenols, flavonoids, potassium, and specific amino acid precursors. These compounds fight oxidative stress, reduce chronic inflammation, enhance mitochondrial energy production, and even stimulate muscle protein synthesis, the exact processes that decline with age and drive sarcopenia. Think of your muscles as a high-performance engine. Over time, wear and tear builds up oxidative damage, impaired circulation, and reduced fuel efficiency. The right fruits act like precision-tuned maintenance fuel, cleaning out the damage, optimizing recovery, and restoring power to your system. In this video, we're going to break down the top 5 fruits that research shows can literally help rebuild muscle and reverse sarcopenia after 60. You'll learn what makes each fruit unique, the biological pathways it supports, and most importantly, how to practically integrate these foods into your daily routine. By the end, you'll not only understand the science of muscle preservation, but you'll also walk away with a simple set of tools you can apply immediately, because protecting your muscle isn't just about strength, it's about independence, vitality, and quality of life as you age. So let's dive in. When we think about muscle loss after 60, most people imagine a simple lack of strength, but at its root, sarcopenia is heavily driven by chronic low-grade inflammation. Scientists sometimes call this inflammaging, a slow, steady fire that breaks down muscle fibers, reduces recovery capacity, and leaves you feeling weaker over time. This is where tart cherries come in. These small, deep red fruits are incredibly rich in anthocyanins, the plant compounds responsible for their vibrant color. Anthocyanins act like specialized fire extinguishers for inflammation. Studies have shown that tart cherry juice reduces markers of muscle damage after intense exercise and can even speed recovery time. While these studies often focus on athletes, the same biology applies to older adults because whether you're running marathons or simply climbing stairs, your muscles experience micro damage that requires repair. Think of inflammation as microscopic rust building up in your muscle tissues. Over years, this rust slows you down. Tart cherries supply antioxidants that essentially polish away that rust, keeping your muscle machinery more efficient and responsive. But cherries don't just fight inflammation, they also support sleep quality. They're one of the few natural sources of melatonin, the hormone that regulates your sleep-wake cycle. Why does this matter for sarcopenia? Because deep sleep is when your body releases the largest pulses of growth hormone and testosterone, 2 hormones directly tied to muscle repair and regeneration. Poor sleep equals poor muscle recovery. By enhancing sleep quality, cherries indirectly fuel the rebuilding process. Here's what's fascinating. Research on older adults consuming tart cherry juice has shown improvements in endurance, reduced stiffness, and even lower markers of oxidative stress. In practical terms, this means greater energy during the day and faster bounce back after activity, both essential to maintaining independence after 60. A simple tool to apply is this. Try consuming a small serving of tart cherries or tart cherry juice in the evening, about an hour before bed. This timing not only reduces overnight inflammation, but also supports better sleep and recovery. If you prefer fresh cherries, aim for a handful. If juice, look for unsweetened varieties to avoid unnecessary sugar spikes. You might be wondering, can a fruit really make this much difference? The answer lies in consistency. Muscle decline is a slow process, but so is rebuilding. Imagine adding just one nightly ritual of tart cherries over weeks and months. The compounding effect of reduced inflammation and improved sleep creates a foundation for stronger, more resilient muscles. I'll leave you with this thought. Muscles thrive on cycles of stress and repair. We can't avoid the stress. Life, gravity, and aging guarantee that, but we can absolutely enhance the repair side of the equation, and tart cherries are one of nature's most effective repair enhancers. If tart cherries are the repair crew, then bananas are the power grid for your muscles. Every single muscle contraction, whether it's lifting a grocery bag, standing up from a chair, or balancing as you walk, depends on a delicate balance of electrolytes, particularly potassium. Without enough potassium, muscles weaken, cramp, or misfire. And unfortunately, as we age, many adults become chronically low in potassium due to diet or medications like diuretics. Bananas are one of the richest and most accessible sources of potassium. Just one medium banana provides about 400 milligrams, helping to restore the electrical signals that allow your muscles to contract smoothly. Think of potassium as the wiring that keeps your muscle engine firing correctly. Without it, the engine sputters. With it, every movement feels more fluid and controlled. But potassium isn't working alone. Bananas also provide natural carbohydrates in the form of resistant starch, which functions as slow-release fuel. For older adults, this is especially important. Sarcopenia often coincides with reduced glycogen storage in muscle, the stored form of energy that allows you to sustain activity. Eating a banana before light exercise or a walk helps top off these fuel reserves, meaning you can go longer without fatigue. Here's what the research shows. Potassium intake is strongly linked to reduced risk of muscle weakness and falls in older populations. That makes bananas more than just a snack. They're a preventive tool against one of the most dangerous consequences of sarcopenia, losing balance and independence. A simple protocol you can try is this. Eat half a banana before light activity, such as a morning walk, and the other half afterward with a source of protein. This pairing gives your body both immediate fuel for the workout and recovery nutrition afterward. It's a natural pre- and post-exercise system built into a single piece of fruit. Another overlooked benefit of bananas is their effect on nerve signaling. Potassium plays a role in how nerves transmit messages to muscles. When levels drop too low, reflexes slow, coordination declines, and the risk of tripping increases. Maintaining healthy potassium stores is like fine-tuning the connection between your brain and your body, sharper signals, smoother movements. Now, you may be asking, isn't the sugar in bananas bad for older adults, especially if they're concerned about blood sugar? Here's the nuance. Bananas contain natural sugars, yes, but they're also packed with fiber, which slows down absorption. When eaten with protein or healthy fat, the blood sugar impact is much gentler. For most older adults without specific medical restrictions, bananas are not only safe but deeply beneficial. So here's a challenge for you tomorrow morning. Instead of reaching for processed cereal or skipping breakfast, try starting your day with a banana paired with Greek yogurt or a handful of nuts. Notice how much steadier your energy feels compared to a carb-heavy breakfast alone. Over time, this small shift builds a more reliable foundation for muscle energy and resilience. Bananas remind us of something simple but profound. Muscle health isn't only about lifting weights or consuming protein powders. It's about ensuring that the electrical, energetic, and structural systems in your body are nourished. And for that, this humble yellow fruit is one of the most powerful allies you can have after 60. When it comes to rebuilding muscle after 60, one of the least discussed but most important players is the mitochondria. These tiny structures inside your muscle cells are your body's energy factories, converting nutrients into ATP, the currency your muscles spend to move, repair, and grow. The challenge is that with age, mitochondria become less efficient. They produce more waste in the form of oxidative stress and less usable energy. This is one reason older adults often feel fatigued or struggle to recover even after light activity. Here's where blueberries shine. These little dark blueberries are loaded with polyphenols, especially a class called flavonoids. These compounds don't just fight free radicals, they also signal your body to make new mitochondria and repair existing ones, a process known as mitochondrial biogenesis. In simpler terms, blueberries help your cells build brand new energy engines while tuning up the old ones. Think of your muscles as a fleet of cars. Over time, some engines break down, others run on less fuel, and the whole fleet slows down. Blueberries act like a mechanic who upgrades the engines, restores their fuel efficiency, and gets the whole system running smoothly again. That's why people who eat blueberries regularly often report higher energy, faster recovery, and sharper mental clarity because mitochondria power not just muscles but also the brain. Research has shown that older adults who consume blueberries regularly demonstrate improvements in muscle recovery and reduced oxidative stress. This makes blueberries a powerful tool against sarcopenia, since oxidative stress is one of the silent drivers of muscle breakdown with age. A simple way to apply this is to add a handful of blueberries to your post-exercise meal. Pair them with a protein source like cottage cheese, Greek yogurt, or a protein smoothie to deliver both the raw materials protein and the cellular activators, polyphenols your muscles need to rebuild. Another effective option is incorporating blueberries into your breakfast oatmeal. The slow digesting carbs fuel your body while the berries support cellular recovery. What's happening in your brain when this occurs is equally fascinating. Blueberries don't just energize muscles, they also enhance neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to form new connections. This dual benefit means better coordination, sharper reflexes, and reduced risk of falls, all of which are critical for seniors maintaining independence. Now, let's talk about consistency. Eating blueberries once in a while won't transform your muscle health, but making them a daily habit, even a small handful, sets in motion a compounding effect. Day after day, week after week, your mitochondria get cleaner, stronger, and more numerous. Over months, this can translate into noticeable improvements in stamina, recovery, and overall vitality. Here's a challenge. For the next 14 days, add blueberries to one meal every single day. Pay attention to your energy levels, recovery after walking or light exercise, and even your mood. The difference may be subtle at first, but over time you'll begin to feel the cellular upgrades taking hold. Blueberries remind us of an essential truth. Rebuilding muscle isn't just about size, it's about function and energy. And by protecting and upgrading your mitochondria, these tiny berries help restore the vitality that aging often takes away. One of the hidden challenges of muscle health after 60 isn't just how much protein you eat. It's how much your body can actually digest and absorb. As we age, stomach acid levels often decline, digestive enzymes become less efficient, and the gut lining can lose some of its absorptive capacity. The result, even if you're eating enough protein, much of it may never make it into your bloodstream to rebuild your muscles. This is where papaya offers a unique advantage. Papaya contains a natural enzyme called papain, a powerful proteolytic enzyme, meaning it helps break down protein into smaller peptides and amino acids that your body can readily absorb. Think of papain as a set of scissors, snipping long protein chains into bite-sized pieces your muscles can use immediately. Why does this matter for sarcopenia? Because muscle protein synthesis, the process of rebuilding and repairing muscle fibers, depends entirely on amino acids being available in your bloodstream. If your digestion is weak, even the best protein-rich meals won't fully translate into muscle growth. By enhancing digestion, papaya ensures that what you eat actually becomes the raw material for stronger muscles. But papaya's benefits don't stop there. It's also rich in vitamin C, which is critical for collagen synthesis. Collagen isn't just for skin, it's a major structural protein in muscle, tendons, and connective tissue. Stronger connective tissue means better joint stability and less injury risk, both of which are essential for staying active as you age. There's also an anti-inflammatory component. Papaya is loaded with antioxidants like carotenoids, which help cool down the silent inflammation that accelerates muscle loss. Combined with papain, this makes papaya both a digestive aid and a recovery booster. Here's a practical way to use it. Eat a small serving of fresh papaya alongside your protein meal, for example, chicken, fish, or beans. The enzymes in the fruit will immediately start assisting with protein breakdown. If you prefer a smoothie, blending papaya with Greek yogurt creates a synergy of protein plus enzymes, making the amino acids more bioavailable. Have you noticed how some people feel heavy or sluggish after eating protein-rich meals? For many older adults, that's a sign of reduced digestive efficiency. Adding papaya to the diet can lighten that load, making meals feel easier to process and ensuring muscles get the fuel they need. One more subtle but powerful effect, better digestion, often leads to improved appetite. Many seniors eat less, not because they don't want to, but because their gut feels uncomfortable. By easing digestion, papaya helps restore appetite, which indirectly ensures consistent protein intake. And consistency, more than anything, is what drives muscle preservation over time. So here's the takeaway. Papaya is not just a tropical fruit. It's a biological tool. It acts like a bridge between the food you eat and the muscle you want to rebuild. Without that bridge, much of your effort may be wasted. With it, every bite of protein becomes more effective fuel for reversing sarcopenia. Apples are often seen as a simple, everyday fruit, almost too ordinary to carry any special power. But hidden within their skin is a compound called ursolic acid, and this compound has remarkable effects on muscle preservation and growth. Here's why in the body there is a protein called myostatin. Myostatin acts like a brake on muscle growth. It signals your body not to build too much muscle, essentially limiting how much fiber can be repaired or added. While this makes sense in evolutionary terms, preventing unnecessary energy expenditure in older adults, high myostatin levels contribute directly to sarcopenia. What's exciting is that ursolic acid found in apple skins has been shown to suppress myostatin activity in practical terms. This means the brakes on muscle growth are partially released, allowing for more effective muscle repair and regeneration. Think of it like removing a governor from a car engine. Suddenly, the system can run closer to its true potential. But apples don't stop there. They're also rich in soluble fiber, particularly pectin, which supports gut health. A healthier gut means better nutrient absorption, less systemic inflammation, and more stable blood sugar, all of which feed into stronger, more efficient muscles. Stable blood sugar, for example, ensures that your body doesn't swing wildly between energy highs and crashes, leaving muscles with consistent access to fuel. Here's a practical strategy. Eat apples with their skins intact, since that's where most of the ursolic acid is concentrated. If chewing is difficult, try slicing them thinly or adding them into a smoothie. Pairing apples with a protein source like a handful of almonds or a piece of cheese creates a muscle-friendly snack that balances blood sugar and supports recovery. Now let's add a mental image. Imagine your muscles as a construction site. Protein provides the bricks. Exercise provides the blueprint. But if myostatin is too active, it's like a strict inspector slowing down the work, only allowing a few bricks to be laid at a time. Ursolic acid helps quiet that inspector, letting the construction crew do their job more efficiently. Over time, that means more fibers repaired, more strength preserved, and less muscle loss. Another often overlooked benefit of apples is their effect on vascular health. The flavonoids in apples support blood vessel flexibility and circulation, ensuring that oxygen and nutrients are delivered to working muscles. Improved blood flow is like faster shipping of materials to the construction site. Everything arrives on time, so repair and recovery can proceed smoothly. So here's a simple challenge. Replace one processed snack in your day, whether it's cookies, chips, or crackers, with a whole apple eaten with the skin. It may feel like a small change, but over weeks and months, the compounding effect of reducing myostatin activity, supporting gut health, and enhancing circulation can add up to a powerful muscle-preserving tool. Apples remind us that sometimes the most ordinary, overlooked foods carry extraordinary potential. By keeping the brakes off your muscle growth machinery, this humble fruit becomes an ally in reversing the slow decline of sarcopenia. By now, we've explored how specific fruits like tart cherries, bananas, blueberries, papaya, and apples each bring unique tools to the table. But here's the reality: what matters just as much as what you eat is how and when you eat it. The timing and integration of these fruits can dramatically enhance their impact on muscle rebuilding after 60. So let's begin with pre-exercise nutrition. Muscles need accessible fuel before activity. A banana eaten 30-60 minutes before a walk, workout, or even household chores provides potassium for smooth contractions and resistant starch for sustained energy. Pairing it with a small protein, like a boiled egg or a scoop of Greek yogurt, ensures both energy and amino acids are available when your muscles need them most. Next is the post-exercise window, a period when muscles are especially receptive to nutrients. This is when blueberries shine. Adding them to a protein-rich recovery meal delivers antioxidants that reduce oxidative stress, while protein supports repair. Think of this as giving your muscles both the building blocks and the cleanup crew right after work is done. Evening routines are equally critical. Tart cherries before bed support deeper sleep through natural melatonin and reduce inflammation overnight. Sleep is the most powerful anabolic window we have when growth hormone peaks and tissues are restored. By making cherries part of your nightly ritual, you're aligning with your body's natural rhythms of repair. For digestion support, papaya can be included alongside your largest protein meal of the day, often lunch or dinner. Its enzymes ensure that protein is broken down efficiently and actually reaches your muscle tissue. This is especially important because digestion tends to slow later in life, and papaya helps bridge that gap. Finally, for daily consistency, apples make an ideal mid-morning or mid-afternoon snack. They keep blood sugar stable, suppress myostatin activity through ursolic acid, and enhance circulation. Consistency is key. Muscles don't rebuild from one big effort, but from repeated daily signals that tell your body, stay strong, keep repairing, keep growing. A practical framework you can try is this: morning, banana before activity. Post-activity, blueberries with protein. Lunch, dinner, papaya with your main protein meal. Snack, apple with skin, pair with nuts or cheese. Evening, tart cherries or tart cherry juice before bed. This rotation not only ensures a steady supply of muscle-supporting nutrients, but also distributes them throughout the day, keeping your system in a near constant state of repair and protection. Have you noticed how much stronger and more energetic you feel on days when your meals are well-timed compared to days when they're rushed or scattered? That's the principle at work here. It's not just the nutrients, it's the rhythm. Your body thrives on rhythm, and aligning fruit intake with your activity, digestion, and sleep cycles creates a harmony that supports muscle resilience. So the key isn't simply adding these fruits at random. It's weaving them into the fabric of your day in a way that matches your body's natural needs. Done consistently, this approach transforms muscle rebuilding from a vague goal into a daily, tangible practice. We've covered a lot of ground today, from tart cherries and their ability to quiet inflammation and enhance sleep, to bananas fueling muscle contractions with potassium, to blueberries upgrading your mitochondria for energy and recovery. We explored how papaya's enzymes unlock more from the protein you eat, how apples help take the brakes off muscle growth by reducing myostatin, and finally, how timing and integration can transform these fruits from casual snacks into daily tools for rebuilding strength. At the heart of all this is one simple truth. Sarcopenia is not an irreversible fate of aging. Your muscles are living, adaptable tissues. They respond to signals, to nutrition, to movement, and to rest. The right foods, especially the right fruits, can amplify those signals and help reverse years of slow decline. Why does this matter so much? Because muscle is not just about strength, it's about independence. The ability to rise from a chair without assistance, to walk confidently across a room, to lift your grandchild, or to carry groceries without fear of falling. Muscle is about resilience, buffering your metabolism, stabilizing blood sugar, protecting your bones, and even supporting your brain health. Muscle is in many ways the very foundation of healthy aging. Here's what the research consistently shows when you combine regular physical activity with nutrient-dense foods that target inflammation, mitochondrial health, digestion, and hormonal balance. The trajectory of aging changes. Instead of decline, you build momentum. Instead of fragility, you build strength. So let me offer you a practical challenge over the next week. Choose just 2 of these fruits and make them a consistent part of your daily rhythm. Perhaps you start your mornings with a banana before your walk and end your evenings with tart cherries before bed. Or maybe you decide to add blueberries into your recovery meal and an apple for your afternoon snack. What matters most is not perfection, but consistency. With repetition, your body begins to adapt. Over time, small changes compound into lasting resilience. And as you make these shifts, pay attention not only to your strength, but also to how you feel, your energy, your sleep, your balance, your mood, because rebuilding muscle is not just a physical transformation, it's a whole body recalibration. You'll likely find that when your muscles get stronger, so does your confidence, your independence, and your sense of vitality. If this video has given you tools you can use, I'd love for you to join this community of people dedicated to aging well and living fully. Like this video if you found it valuable. Share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe so you don't miss the next evidence-based strategies we'll be exploring together. Every week we translate the science of aging into practical habits you can apply immediately. Remember, the story of your health is not written in stone. Even after 60, your muscles are listening, waiting for the right signals. With the right foods, the right timing, and the right daily choices, you can not only slow sarcopenia, you can reverse it. You can rebuild strength, restore energy, and reclaim the independence that defines a full, vibrant life. So here's the invitation. Pick one fruit, start today, and let this be the first of many steps toward a stronger, healthier you.